Esan is a dialect in Edo. Where do you get that from, and who told you? I guess where the confusion is coming from, because the state was actually named after a particular tribe, which is the Edo tribe. Now, in Edo, we have three giant ethnic nations in Edo: the Edo tribe, and the Esan tribe, and the Afem called Esako tribe, and others. Now, this take me back to my previous video, when I was saying that the language the Bini speak is actually Edo language. There is nothing like Bini language. See, a lot of people, I know you are being brainwashed by that idea of Edoid, large Edoid, linguistic family. There has been an agenda to unite those ethnic nations surrounding Edo, to make them one, or rather to speak one language, so that they can be able, they can be able to match the three major, giant ethnic group in Nigeria, which is the Igbo, Hausa, and Yoruba. See, which Esan declined. Esan refused to succumb or to buy to that agenda. That Edoid, large Edoid, linguistic family that you see a lot of Bini, fallacious historia, false historia, are moving from one place to another to spread. Who told them that Esan is part of them? And who are they to write history about Esan people? Esan has the right to write history, to tell their own history. Not Benin people stay in their domain, typing something about it. If you see Google now, they have messed everything up, and they have put everything about to exalt their their so-called empire that never exists. Esan is a tribe, and the language which they speak is Esan language. Edo is also a tribe, and the language which they speak is Edo language. The city of Edo is Benin. Mind you, that Benin itself was just now of recent, they spread everything, all those, including those Aduwa, what they now call themselves Benin. In reality, it wasn't like that before, but that is for them. The Edoid family you are talking about, linguistic family you're talking about, who wrote it, who made it to be so? That is an agenda, to congeal all the ethnic nationality, to make them one. There was a time, allegedly, they proposed a Edo universal Edo. The universal Edo, the agenda was to make everybody speak one language, which is the Edo. Take maybe probably 50 or 60% from the Edo language, and take maybe 20% from Esan. Take all those minor ones, take it. And at the end of the day, when the Esan will raise alarm, they will say that, we take everything from you. That is the smartness of the Benin people. And what they will say at the end of the day, in end of the conclusion, they say Okpa marking. The Okpa marking that Esan people have been succoring to, that yield to nothing. And you, as Esan person, sometimes this one say prof, you are wrong. Esan is a dialect in Edo. Who told you? Edo as a name was given to that territory by Obae Wari the First. And before that name was given to you people, there was, Esan has already been existing. Now you want Esan to, to accept that they are under you. How? You that came recently, and you want the aborigine to accept that they are under you. You must be joking. Now, let me use one example. Nigeria, for example, is a country and not a nation. But nations are under Nigeria. Let me use an example. In Africa, all the country that was colonized by the colonies, none of them can be addressed as a nation, but rather countries. Do you know why? Because ethnic nations are under them. One of the characteristics to qualify a nation is the ability to speak one language and they share common culture, the same culture. For example, France, you can address France as a nation, but Nigeria is not a nation. India is not a nation. Nations are under that same sovereign territory or geographical territory called India or Nigeria. Name it, or majority or 90% of African countries. Likewise, the Edo, you cannot call that Edo state as a nation. Even if you want to become a country today, it cannot be a nation. Why? Because there are different language and different culture that be shared by the ethnic nation inside it. So you have to wise up. Language that Esan people speak is Esan language. That so-called fallacious Edoid family, Edo that Esan is as old as Edo. You don't know. Esan is as old as Edo. Because even during the time of Obaewari I, there was still king in Esan, ruling those towns, Irua, name it. You have to go and do proper research and free yourself from those brainwashing of some Benin false historians. They will go to live, go to TikTok, Facebook, all the social media, open live, and begin to spread propaganda and their own fallacious history about other tribes. While we were growing up then, we used to hear that they used to tell us, and we also heard it from our side, that Benin gave birth to Yoruba as big as Yoruba, to tell you how these people, they are crafty with their fallacious history. You understand? Now, after much research, after we went to school, probably we now decided to indulge in more research. We now found out that even the Benin, so-called Benin that we are talking about, were formed by Esan, Yoruba, and Inupe and other ethnic nationality. That's why they speak almost 40% or 50% of Esan and some of Yorubas, and even a little bit of Portuguese. Then that kind of ethnic group, you are telling me that is older than my ethnic group that speaks simple common language. And even meanwhile, another thing I would like to tell you, Mr. Man, that say that Esan is a dialect in Edo. In Esan land, there are still dialects. In Esan land, even without a language, if you go to Urum as Irua Pesi, if you said Omoe, they understand it's Omoe, which is my friend, but they will tell you Oshome, which is also my friend. So what does that have to tell you? Showing that there is dialect in Esan. If you go to Urumina, you will be identified immediately as an Irua person because of the way you speak. And if you go from Urumina, you move to Irua, you'll be identified the same way Ubiaja person will speak, the same way all. That's why you're saying, that is why we are telling you that Esan as an ethnic group is different from Benin. If any Benin man tell you that, oh, I can understand this, and you're just deceiving yourself. You just want to entice you. Especially those Benin people that their mothers are from Esan, and they will tell you that they are Benin, they understand Esan. Who are you deceiving? Esan is not part of your, fallacious large Edoid family. And Esan is Esan. You understand? Even that your agenda of, universal Edo that Esan already declared, it can never happen. The same agenda to unify everything, that is what led to, the Obozolwa invasion in early 15th century, which I will talk about in my next video. Guys, let's discuss this on the comment section. Like and share.